Just because wolves are wild animals that are really aggressive doesn't mean that a loving and helpful dog couldn't wipe the floor with them in a fight. Tibetan Mastiffs do that all the time, which is exactly what we're about to see today. While one Tibetan Mastiff is more than capable of completely destroying a wolf, this unfortunate wolf was attacked by two of them, and there was absolutely nothing that it could do to survive. The aggressive canines had the helpless wolf pinned down and were ruthlessly attacking it in a way that prevented it from escaping or even getting up. The wolf probably knew that it was already dead, but it was too terrified to stay still. Whatever the wolf had tried was not working, and when one of the dogs started shaking it violently, that was a clear sign that the battle was about to end and that the wolf was not going to make it. Mastiffs may be very gentle when dealing with us humans, but they're the absolute opposite of that when they're dealing with someone or something that they think is a threat to them or their owner. As you can see here, these three dogs did not hold back at all against the wolf that they were attacking, even though it was already down and clearly defeated. In their minds, the wolf was a potential threat to their owner's safety, and they had to do whatever they could to eliminate it, even though the owner was shouting at them to stop it. Too bad they were fighting on ice and no one could get to them to put a stop to it. Two wolves were spotted approaching a village by a huge mastiff that was nearby, and it decided to stop them. The wolves didn't expect the dog to confront them, since there were two of them and the dog clearly didn't have the other dogs backing it. But even though it was going to have to fight both of them all by itself, the dog was more than happy to get involved. The confidence that the wolves appeared to have when they were first coming in seemed to quickly dissipate, and they decided to turn around and get away, all while the dog slowly followed them. It was the wolves who attacked this time, thinking that they could get past a few mastiffs that were in the area and get to a dead animal's corpse that was laying around nearby to feast on it. The mastiffs didn't waste a single second. They immediately charged the wolves and rushed to meet them, a move that caused the wolves to quickly move away and scatter. The dogs began chasing some of them, of course, but despite there being more wolves than dogs, the wolves failed to distract the dogs to get the kill like they usually do. One dog stayed behind, and it was more than capable of protecting the kill all by itself. A wolf and a mastiff found themselves in a biting match here, and they were both trying their best to inflict the most harm on the other. The mastiff had bit the wolf's upper jaw, but the wolf seemed to have been biting the dog as well, and they were both whimpering with pain. The wolf was a tough one for having made it so far into the fight, but it was already laying on its back, something that no wolf does when they're in control. The dog suddenly got off of it, and the wolf's best possible move was to try and run away, but we didn't get to see whether it did or not. Unfortunately for this wolf, it tried to attack livestock that was guarded by a giant Tibetan Mastiff, but the wolf had no idea that the dog was there. It was probably too hungry and too focused on its potential meal, which gave the dog the perfect opportunity to capture it. The wolf was suffering immensely at the hands of the aggressive dog, but no matter how hard it tried to fight back or fight the dog off, the wolf was just too weak compared to the dog. I think the dog had even damaged or broken the wolf's jaw, which would have prevented it from fighting back even if it had managed to break free. A wolf was racing towards a herd of sheep to try and prey on one of them here, but as soon as the Tibetan Mastiff that was guarding the herd noticed it, it ran straight towards it and was able to keep it away from the livestock. The hungry wolf was hoping for an easy meal that wouldn't fight back. But its hopes and dreams quickly shattered when it spotted the giant mastiff coming its way. The wolf was probably scared out of its mind to allow such a perfect hunting opportunity slip. But if it hadn't moved away, there was no doubt that the Mastiff was going to rip it to shreds. These two dogs had managed to corner a wolf that had somehow snuck into a farm that they were guarding. The dogs were only trying to keep the wolf in place at first and to not allow it to escape, but when the wolf suddenly tried to attack them, probably out of fear, the dogs attacked it back pretty violently. Could do against the dogs, and it was probably not gonna make it out of that farm alive. Take a look at how relaxed this Tibetan Mastiff was, even though it was completely surrounded by wolves. The huge dog knew that it would be able to destroy any of them if they tried to attack it. And that's why it was so relaxed and chill. It did not feel threatened by the wolves whatsoever, and despite their huge numbers, none of them were foolish enough to be the one to attack first. The fearsome Mastiff didn't need to do anything to establish its dominance. The wolves just knew who the boss was. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please, turn on your notifications bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.